Yeah, it has a bit. Hey, how you going? I'm probably not going to be streaming for that long because it's pretty late and I'm not sure how good the soundproofing is in my new place. And also, I don't have much of a voice left, but I figured I'd hop on for a little bit. It's Friday night, so fuck it. Hey, Saber. Good to see you, man. Gonna start off with some Gunner Heat PC. Don't know if we'll do anything else this stream. Like I said, it'll probably be a fairly short one. It's pretty late here. I don't want to fuck up my sleep cycle too much worse. I got basically no sleep last night because I've been sick with the flu. Um, so we'll see how we go. And also, my PC is still not fixed, and I'm desperately reaching for any piece of wood here that I can knock on. Um, it's been running stable for like 2 days now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So if it can stay stable a little longer, I'll be happy. I still don't know exactly what the problem is. I reckon it's probably motherboard and or CPU on their way out. So, um, unless it's just spontaneously fixed itself and the issue starts presenting itself again, I'll probably just buy new motherboard, CPU, and maybe power supply as well. I'm not sure. Let's see how we go. Basically, do a kind of partial upgrade. Audio is pretty bad. I'm kind of not surprised, to be honest. New-ish setup. Is that better? My mic was kind of hiding behind my monitor because the cable's too short. Also, I don't have much voice at the moment because flu. And my dishwasher, thank God I now have a dishwasher again, is running in the background, so the mic might be picking that up a little. I'll have to readjust all my audio levels in this place because it's going to be completely different. I've actually got an office now. By office, I mean like a little cubby that shoots off the side of the living room. This flat, dude, it's nuts. I actually live in like a reasonable place now, not a shithole. Like my living room is as big as my entire old flat was. It's nuts. I have a fucking balcony. It's actually secure. There's a lift. What the fuck? Hey, Marduk. Good to see you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, at least Beepski got him. I think that's a new record for how quickly I've had a bot come in after a stream started. Sounds like a nice place, yeah. So out of all the places I looked at over the past couple months, this one is hands down the best, and it was also one of the more reasonably priced ones. The neighbors that I've met so far have all been really nice, friendly people. It's a nice area. It's not too noisy, despite the fact it's next to a major road, and it's about half an hour's walk from work or like a 5 minute bus ride. How did that happen? Good question. Good question. Basically, two people that don't know how to interact socially beyond flirting, and eventually we had to call each other's bluff. But it's been going really well so far. Give it another couple minutes, then we'll fire up Gonna Heat PC. Yeah, work. I've got a good feeling about this one, dude. A really good feeling about this one. Alright, we'll cut over after this song, because it's only a short one. So yeah, Gonna Heat PC, those of you who are subscribe to my YouTube channel may have noticed that I just posted like half a year's worth of VODs in one fell swoop. Excuse me. Don't mind me dying. As well as some videos of the April Fool's missions from the GHPC. So the April Fool's missions have been removed from the game. I just got those videos out as quickly as I could because I wasn't sure my PC would be running long enough. Applied for a job at Lockmart. Interview went really well. Nice, man. Good luck. You get that and you'll be comfy for the rest of your life, pay-wise. Yeah, they were only in the game for a little while. I think like 2-3 weeks. But at least I've got the videos up, so if you want to see how the missions played out, I've got both day and night versions of them uploaded. Since I haven't been able to do as much multiplayer stuff recently because of PC instability, lack of time, and also there was a bit of a whoopsie with my internet when I moved in here. I kind of forgot that for fiber to the node, you plug in the modem differently to fiber to the premises, which is what I had at the old place. It was the only like good thing about that place, really. Like standout good thing was the internet. So I've had no internet here other than hotspotting through my phone for about a week and a half, and they sent a technician around, and like he kind of hooked up the trace and went down to the comms room and tried to figure out what was going on, and then he's like, "Have you got your modem here?" I go and unplug it and carry it over. He's like, "Oh, that's why," because I had it plugged in wrong. So now I have stable internet. But yeah, I haven't been doing as much multiplayer. I just started replaying Mafia 3 on a whim, like, today, because that game is fucking good. So I think, now, because of the time constraints, of my normie lifestyle, I might be going back to playing a lot more single-player stuff, and just squeezing in multiplayer here and there. Alright. That's enough of me nattering. Let's get GHPC fired up.
Holy shit, that's like 1 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5, 60 goddamn months, and for a GHPC stream no less. Crazy how far we come.
Sure is. Cheers to the resub, Max. Appreciate it. This is going to be really scuffed, by the way, because I have not done this for a while, and my setup's still not quite arranged. So the camera might be a little off, bunch of stuff might be a little off. We'll see how we go. Hopefully OBS will hook the right thing. Maybe?
UWTF, EU hours.
Hey Garfield. yeah, EU hours. Cheers to the resub. Good to see you. There we go. Okay, it's actually captured the game. Hey, Gotti. Stable working relationship. What a goddamn normie. Yeah, I know, right? It's terrifying. And living in an actual, like, nice place. What the fuck? Okay. So, what do we want to do? I did stream the T80 missions, right? I think that was the last stream or last GHPC stream I did. It was pushing 10, 1 and 2. But I don't remember. I know I streamed the T64 missions, but I don't remember if I did those. Hey Pulks, good to see you. Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's been so long. Been a while since I played Indomitable Investigation, apparently, so let's do that. Haven't seen any T80 mission, but may have missed a stream. Yeah, the schedule's been basically non-existent lately. It's just me cramming shit in whenever I can fit something. Don't think you did it? Well, we can do some of those after this one. Actually, now that they've got the little... They've had it for a couple patches, but the little icon indicating like whether you've completed the mission, which team you've completed it for. I realize there's a lot of missions that I haven't played for like probably a year or so at this point, so I'm gonna have to get back into some of them. Been kind of neglecting them because I like super hyper focusing on one or two missions and just try and perfect them. I'm also about 3/4 of the way through a packed campaign. Not to brag or anything, but let me get my tally sheet out here. I am pulling a 4.5 to 1 kill ratio for men and a 5 to 1 kill ratio for equipment as packed against NATO. And that's not just hogging the T80 either, that's playing everything including the T55. I'm pretty pleased with that one, to be honest with you. I've only failed one mission in it. It was a reconnaissance in force because I got fucked by artillery. And then made a couple of poor life choices with my BMPs. As you do. Yes, this one, it has been a while since I played this mission. We'll keep him in column for now. Notice how the AI kind of slalom around to try and keep the same speed as the player. Slower speeds is more noticeable, and the Bradley, because it steers so aggressively, it's really noticeable. It probably needs a little more tuning, but it's better than the alternative of the AI constantly ramming into you or stop-starting or getting hung up on trees. So the pathfinding's kind of a bit of push-pull going on, but it will get there eventually. Besides, means he's less likely to get hit, right? He's driving Serpentine. Alberta driver. Yeah, really. Or Melbourne driver. They don't seem to like traveling at the two slowest cruise control settings. Like, their movement speed must be 2 or 3 kilometers an hour higher than the players, and that seems to be what does it. So glad you convinced me to get Gunner GHPCs. I've been in love with it. My pleasure. Yeah. It's the kind of game where as soon as I saw it and saw like what the devs were aiming for with it, I kind of knew it was going to be one to watch. Like, yeah, it's early access with a small team, which means it's going to take a while to get, you know, to the finished product, but there's constant progress on it, and you can see what they're aiming for. And when they do get it to that stage, it's going to be fucking amazing. Like, even now, I think it also takes a certain kind of person to really be into it at this stage. I think a lot of people would be more into it when it's closer to final. But, like, if you just really like armored combat, and you're the kind of person like me that wants to just constantly improve and get better and better results each time, it's really addictive. Like, I will play the same mission through a couple of times in a row just to try and get a better outcome on it.
Gunner, stable, DC, reverse left. Steady. On. Identified. Fire.
Is there another one?
Next guard. Stable,
Oh, there is.
identified. Fire.
Don't see it. It's a BMP1. Get him into line. At least my wingman's paying attention. Don't go full speed 24/7, you have a small willy. Full speed in a Bradley is a really great way to either die or end up smushed into a tree because it's so difficult to control it at high speed. The steering gain on the Bradley is super sensitive at the moment. Because I'm driving with keyboard and mouse, it gets a little unwieldy. I also just realised I do have artillery and smoke, which I should probably be using. I only have one lot of artillery though. Speed and aggression. I mean, yeah, normally I would be all about that, but in the Bradley you've got to be a little more careful. Shit.
Freeings DD.
Target locked!
I should not have stopped for that long. Fuck. So I've already screwed this one up, that's excellent. This guy's down a gunner. That wasn't a BMP, that was a tank. It was a T-55. What's this guy shooting at? Oh, he's restocking. God damn it.
Target locked! Target locked!
Hey Josh, cheers for the resub, man. Good to see you. Sorry. I got the reverse flu this time. I had like a mildly sore throat for a week and thought I was over it. I was like, oh, that was nothing. And then I got absolutely just ruined. So it's all ass backwards. I'm actually surprised I do still have a voice.
Gunner table PC! Traverse right! Steady! On! Identified! Fire!
I don't see it.
Target locked!
TC8 is Wheat Bix this morning. I can't see shit though. Workings after work, but have you up on the third screen? Oh, you got the full-on fucking command post with 3 monitors. Nice. Actually, a couple of people I work with have that set up as well. Soviet reverse flu. Yeah, I know, right? Funny thing is, and I swear I'm not just saying this as an excuse, but particularly with GHPC, but also with DCS to a large extent, when I'm streaming, I will fuck up a lot worse because I just don't have the mental capacity to do this and talk at the same time. It's actually really hard to do. Like, genuinely, surprisingly difficult to multitask like that. I think I'd rather Bradley fucked off and hid in the trees, which, to be fair, I would too if I just lost my gunner.
Gunner table PC! Traverse on! Identified! Target
F. I guess we'll bring this guy up. I just kind of want to do some nuclear option. I like to do some DCS, but nuclear option would be a little easier at the moment, I think. The problem is my pedals are up against the wall, and the walls are quite thin here. I think I've got the fire stairs on the other side of this one, but I don't know how much the sound will carry through to next door. I don't want to be kicking my pedals around, waking people up at fucking 11 PM, so... I've been waking enough people up at 11 PM lately. It's not the pedals themselves, it's the fact that they're up against the wall, so as I move them, they'll bump into the skirting board and it'll just, like, reverberate through the wall. Because that wall's only plaster, I think. Like, the exterior walls are concrete. Pretty sure it's concrete. But that's just gyprock. So it echoes. And it's a fucking stairwell, so it really echoes. Dominance... Oh, we did. I think we inspired the neighbours the other day. You'll also notice, because I think I have streamed this mission a few times, I will follow the road religiously in this mission, which is debatably a good idea. Kind of depends. A lot of the time, roads would not be mined. Well, they might be mined at choke points, but like, you know, you can see the mines on the road and clear them out fairly easily. The real issue you have is going off-road is often where you will hit mines. So when you're trying to advance, you kind of want to stick to the road to not hit mines, but you also kind of don't, because it's fucking obvious where you are, and it really restricts your mobility and your maneuvering options. I think it's also partly just packed brain, because, you know, if I'm not directly in combat, I'm on a road marching at high speed towards the west. That's just what I do when I'm in GHPC, most of the time playing pack, so it kind of rubs off on my Bradley gameplay as well. Supposedly have pilots training from Poland and some other countries. Neat. Bit of the old exchange training. Yeah, I kind of feel like a Bradley mission was not a pro pick for my first stream in how many weeks, late at night when I'm not feeling 100%. That was probably a really stupid decision. Oh, foreign. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I meant, just I used the wrong word because my brain isn't working. Rip. Be interesting to see how they work the advanced destruction stuff they want to do. Like, as the game gets further towards its final release, for things like Bradleys and BMPs, because IFVs of any sort, when they explode, they tend to just turn to fucking giblets flying in every which direction. Oh, that's not nice. It's an ATG. I need to move, I need to move, I need to move. There it is. Whee! It's a Malyoka, I think. Was that him? I I think it was. I'm just going to put some more rounds in just to be sure. So I'm kind of saving my CAS and my artillery probably more than I need to. I probably could have stood to use it earlier and not lose that Bradley back there. That's the PMP I engaged before. Yeah, I do too, but I don't have enough artillery to do that. I've only got the one round. One salvo, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Well, I'm usually like pretty liberal with artillery when I have it, but I've only got the one call here, so... Where I've got enough calls, I dump it on anything suspicious. Even in missions where like I've got it pretty well memorized and I know there's nothing there, if it's a position that looks like it might have infantry in the future, that gets artillery on it. Just to be on the safe side and get into the habit. Vietnam underrepresented. The Vietnam War was like hot shit in the 2000s. Oh, Vietnam versus Cambodia, yeah, that would be underrepresented as fuck. Or, you know, the French Indochina War, that might be, like, anything but US Vietnam, because that's definitely not underrepresented, and it sure as shit wasn't when I was in my teens. Korea, yeah, Korea's pretty underrepresented. Korea's... I don't know, I kind of feel like Korea doesn't lend itself as easily to FPS gameplay conventions as a lot of other wars do. Like, I'm sure, like, a decent game designer could make it work, but... Thank fuck he didn't see me. That was a nasty little surprise. Angola, that could be interesting. I want to see some of the like Indo-Pakistani wars, or some of the ones in the Middle East, because you've got some really fucked up codex mergers going on there that'd be awesome to see. Like I think one of the Indo-Pak wars in the late 60s, early 70s, the Pakistanis were rolling M47s against Centurions that the Indians were using. And then you've got like both sides using kind of a mix of Chinese and Soviet equipment as well. It was really weird codex. Really weird. Oh, the other thing I've been playing recently, when I could get Beepski to run stably long enough, was Isonzo. That was quite fun. Oh my god. Nope, 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 nope. In 103 ever see action? I don't remember. I don't remember if it did. Oh. Oh. It's the same tank? No, it was, There's a different one. So the tank I hit, and he said cease tracking, and then a BMP rolled up next to it, which was what I was shooting at there. Tunnel vision, yeah, really. Right, well, I guess we grabbed the Abrams. What the fuck are these two doing? Mating ritual. That other Bradley's got no gun, so we're gonna have to just roll with the Abrams as a scout. There's that other T-55 I engaged. That might be the one you're thinking of, Saber. It's not the same tank. He's way further back there. It's kind of funny going from nightmare vision to green all of a sudden like this. He's dead, surely. Yeah, he has to be. I'm just going to put a security round into him to be sure, but he's got to be dead. I don't know where that shot came from. We're actually nearly at the next objective. I still haven't used my fucking fire support. M1 IP? No, it's an original M1. So, so the way you can tell between an IP and a... Sorry, hang on, let me remember the camera controls here. The way you can tell between an IP and an original M1 is the original M1 doesn't have the bustle on the back of the turret. The IP does. The other thing is the IP's turret cheeks are a little further forwards because the entire turret's slightly longer. The cheeks are thicker. That's what she said. So yeah, it's a OG M1. Yeah, it's that BMP that I engaged. Here comes our Phantom buddy. Probably should have used smoke as well. I just remembered I've got smoke and I didn't use it. We're M1A1, not the Fulda Gap. You'll have to wait for another theatre for that. I mean, people have modded it into the game, but really you'd want to wait for a theatre where it's more fitting. Wonder if he's over here, actually. He's... Oh, no, there he is. I see him. Is it 72? Yes, it is. Phantom got him anyway. Oop. Whoops, the daisy. No, I didn't. I don't keep track of what War Thunder does. I basically don't really play it. I don't pay attention to its news stuff. Was that... That was the Super M60, wasn't it? Or was that a separate project? I don't remember. I know that there was one that they put a M1 turret on. We'll just not drive into our own artillery. Okay, so let's see how badly I fucked this. Pretty badly. I mean, Pack took more losses, but that's kind of to be expected on this mission. It's going to be a shit ton of shot spam because Bradley's... Hang on. Oof. This guy got lucky. Real lucky. Hey, good to see you. What's up? I'm in a new flat. My PC has actually been working for more than a couple of hours so far this week, which is good. I'm not going to go out and say it's fixed itself, but at least it's running somewhat stably. But yeah, I had a couple of hours to kill, so I figured may as well chuck up a stream. M62,000. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a decent hit. And then that's the clap back right there. That's how it only got the gunner, is it missed the ammo feed, came in basically through the side of the cheek, and then all the spore went through the gunner's primary sight and then through the gunner himself, and all his controls and everything. Cheers, man. Yeah, it went really smoothly for a move, which is always nice. Did have some minor internet issues, but they were caused by my own stupidity, it turns out. I got so used to having actually, like, U-Butte fucking fiber to the premises at my previous flat that I kind of forgot that you'd need to plug in your modem differently for fiber to the node, so I had it plugged in wrong. It's like, why can't I connect to the internet? Why, like, I've got it configured and everything, but it's not seeing DSL. Probably because it wasn't plugged into the DSL correctly. Here was me thinking something fucked was going on with the lines, and no, it's just I'm dumb and could have solved the problem by just Googling it. Oh, right into the engine. God damn. That is a nice fucking Mark 82 drop. And then there was my panic shot, which didn't even get through the fucking hull armor. Alright, let's do some T80 stuff, but give me just a moment first. I think I did do a T80 stream, I think. So, it's just pushing tin, yeah. So we'll do pushing tin part 1 and part 2. Let's do part 1 at night. We'll do part 2 in the daytime because part 2 is a little more difficult, but we'll do part 1 at night. You know what? I kind of think after these 2 missions I will do some nuclear option. I'll just have to not kick the pedals too hard. Because that's a lot of fun. I've actually been enjoying the shit out of that game. We'll turn those off because they're a little. We give our position away. I don't think the AI actually sees the convoy lights. I just turn them off out of habit when I'm actually going into combat. Okay, we want that illuminated. We'll pre-range this out to 1200. We're going to call artillery on anything that looks suspicious, which would be that farm compound, that tree line, and then we'll advance it along as we go. Our little scout bro is already taking autocannon fire. Sure enough. Oh look, there's a Bradley in that tree line. Who could have thunk? Run, little me too, run! What I'm also going to do is drop Illum on that objective. Probably should have dropped it a little sooner because I don't want our BMPs to get ahead of us here. Because I'd rather engage with the day sight if I can. And the FCS in automatic mode. Okay. There we go. Point and click adventure game. Welcome to the T-80. Oh, there's another Bradley. Didn't kill him though. Kinda gotta wait until the smoke clears to get a good shot at him now. Okay, BMPs, just drive in front of me, that's fine. Where's our Bradley? There he is. Oh, he's dead. He's very dead. Okay, never mind. Really don't like the BMPs running ahead of us. What I'm going to do is smoke that that gap there where the Bradleys were, just to block anything with line of sight coming up. Follow-up shot got him? It probably did, yeah. Oh, hello. Bumpy ground's making this a bit challenging, so we'll slow right down. Over. So the fire gating's still not 100%. And rough ground tends to fuck with it. That's gonna... yeah, I shouldn't have exposed myself like that. I've lost all my T-80s. Let's restart. Streamer luck. You unlock a German main menu screen. Are you sure? I think this one's a Soviet one, isn't it? The German one's the default. The Soviet's the one that you unlock. And it's got the remix of Target Acquired. What time is it? 11:10 in the evening. Same drill as before, just hopefully executed more competently this time. And we'll drop we'll drop a loom as we get closer. The night vision on the T-80 is actually a little better than the other Soviet tanks. It's still passive. Well, it's passive. It's not active like the others are, but like you don't get thermal still, but at least you get kind of decent passive night vision plus the spotlight. One of the issues I have with the M60 is the passive night vision is okay, but sometimes you still want active illumination to see what you're pointing at, and you don't have it on the M60. They took it away from the Rise because they figured that the passive is good enough to not need it, and you know, sometimes you still want it.
Подкалиберным. На 30. ВТР. Цель понял. Огонь и стрел.
Oh, that's bad. That was the toe. That is also a toe, but thank God he's a fucking worse shot than I am.
Выстрел. МЗ. Есть цель. Цель. Прекратить огонь.
Pitched over rough ground right as I fired.
На 30. ВТР. Выстрел. МЗ. Цель. Цель. Прекратить огонь.
Smoke on that. Speed up just a little to get around this tree line before the BMPs do. Then we'll drop back our speed and we'll wheel around to point the front armor at these guys. Yeah, it's automatically super elevating. This is a really good fire control system. This is better than the Abrams fire control system, except for the lack of
Цель
thermals.
понял. Огонь. Выстрел. МЗ. Недолет. Выстрел. Недолет.
Why is it... I must have just pitched over a bump right as I fired again.
Выстрел. МЗ. Цель. Подкалиберным. На 30. Танк. Цель понял. МЗ. Цель. Прекратить огонь.
You'll notice continuous zoom as well, pancreatic zoom. It's not stepped like the other optics, you can zoom in and out at will. Once we're done with this engagement, I'll talk you through how the fire control system on this works. Okay, we've got tanks there. This gap looks a little sus to me, so I'm going to drop artillery around it. There's tanks coming from it. Just generally seems bad no-no. How are we going for losses? We haven't lost anyone yet, knock on wood. So hopefully the BMPs will be in a position to cover us with ATGMs. We can't hit these guys until they crest, and they'll be right up in our face. So hopefully they'll continue engaging whatever the fuck they're shooting at, possibly even the helicopter they might see. And then the BMPs can clap them for us. No Su-24, not yet. I think that's their illumination now. Maybe? Or it was the last of mine? Yeah, it was the last of mine. Oh my god, what are you doing, BMPs? Fuck. He's dead. The night sight doesn't have variable zoom at all, it's real pinhole camera shit. Should probably turn the fucking spotlight off. Looks like we got the M60s at least. Yeah, the enemy will see IR lamps pointed at them if they've got night vision. Thermals they won't see them with, but thermals they can see your tank anyway. But yeah, if they've got any sort of night vision, like image intensification night vision, they will see your lamp and they'll shoot at it. It can blind you though, like it's quite bright, as you might imagine. Bradley. Fuck. Shit. Flood that one really bad. Flood that one really bad. Come on. Here we go. Okay. We're going to use illumination and call in our CAS for this next objective, and we're also going to drop smoke there. Try and screen those BMPs behind us. Yeah, there's a tank up there, it sounds like. I'm going to drop artillery on these tree lines because they look very sus. Yeah, I think we've just lost all our BMPs. Oh, and we're the only T-80, we're going to fail the mission. Fuck. I've really got the streamer locked tonight, god damn. This one's a little harder at night, it's not too bad in the daytime once you get the swing of it, but... usually I go alright on it. I was just about to say how the T-80's got like 3 times the reverse speed of the other Soviet MBTs, and it's great. And then I just got 5-holed by that guy. I kind of feel like it's not a gonna hit PC night for me. I think I used all my luck earlier when I was playing the campaign. But what I will do is I'll hop on... we'll go through the after action first, and then I'll hop on Good Afternoon, and I'll show you how the fire control works on the T-80. Just shrug it off. It might have hit him at a weird angle. It might have just punched through where there's not a lot of stuff for the spool to hit. That does happen with the M60 when it's presenting a side profile like that sometimes. Shit happens. Our losses were actually just about even, but because, you know, we were on the offensive, we failed the mission. Hey Jubble, it is 11:20 PM. Good to see you. So, we will Open up the after action to show us everything. Yeah, so those M60s are shooting at a helicopter. And it looks like they got him, maybe. Ooh, yep, they got him. So the T-80 is quite strong, but it's not invincible. You'll notice that much like the T-72 and the T-64, it's got quite a wide gap in the composite armor in the front where the gun goes through. So the turret cheeks are really strong, but the actual turret face is so-so. Wide gun breach. Yeah, it's the wide gun breach. It's the, you know, all the equipment hanging off either side as well, but it is what it is. He got very lucky. You may also notice now that the actual heat jet itself is a pink trace instead of continuing the white trace of the incoming projectile. So that makes the after action reports a little easier to read when there's heat being slung. Speaking of which, he was looking the wrong way at the wrong time and copped a toe in the back of the turret. Then one through the lower hull. Jesus Christ. That's why those Bradleys were on reload when I shot at them. Then I got extremely lucky. I didn't actually realize that hit me. I thought it was a near miss. That actually hit me. And it threw a couple of low energy fragments over the top of the composite, dinged off the inside of the turret ring. One of them hit a throwing charge. Didn't penetrate it, but it hit it. So we had a very close call there, and I didn't even realize. The T-80's armor will about half the time stand up to a toe hit, if the angle's okay. It's reasonable armor. It's not amazing though. What your main thing is going for you are your fire control system and your ammunition. Those are your big things in the T-80. The ATGM hasn't been implemented yet. It turns out that thing actually had quite complex flight modes. Like it had a couple of different attack profiles, I think, depending on the distance to target. So they haven't implemented that yet because they didn't want to put it in until they get the flight dynamics sorted. So at the moment the T-80 is not quite operating at full power because it doesn't have its ATGM. One went through the driver's head. To actually go through his head, it just grazed his helmet. Because quite often it'll graze through their helmet and it looks like it went through their head on the model. But yeah, it doesn't say there that it went through the driver's head. So yeah, it looks like it actually missed his head but would have taken a chunk out of his helmet. Gotta run to work, hop back on once I'm there though. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming for, but if I'm still around when you get there, I'll see you then. So yeah, this is our BMPs getting ambushed by this other guy. I think I have actually streamed these missions. I'm sure I have. But we'll do the T-80 on the range next. Hey Fenrir, good to see you, man. Cheers for the raid there. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you've had a good Friday. And the plan was to play some Gunner Heat PC, but I am just sucking ass at Gunner Heat PC tonight, so I think I'm going to give up and go play Nuclear Option for a bit instead. I'm just going to quit before I get too far behind. But we'll do a quick look at the T-80's fire control system. So we'll go back to the menu, hop onto Grafenver, and have a look. Look at the progress tracker on the Hun and Granelli's website. They're making good progress. I'm pretty eager for when that thing comes out. But having also said that, I have not played DCS for probably a couple months now. I haven't even been paying attention to what's going on in DCS. I know there was the big drama with Razbam, but I don't know really anything about that because I've had, other things on my mind. So I'm well and truly out of the loop. Okay, so welcome to the T80B and the 1G42 gun sight with the 1A33 fire control system. This is the same as what the T64B has. The T64A doesn't have this. The T64A has the older system that the T72 was based on. But a couple of things to go through. I'll run this engagement in a minute. So if we go to the exterior of the tank, you'll see that it's got a kind of similar looking setup to the T72. That's your gunner's primary sight there. Nice big wide thing with a windscreen wiper. Your night sight is in the same position as is typical of Soviet tanks. There's no unity periscope for the gunner because of the pancreatic zoom on the actual gunner's primary sight. I guess they figured they didn't need a separate periscope. Then over here, where the other sight head would be on the old coincidence rangefinders, this is actually the missile control box, like the guidance box that tells the missile where to steer. It's just sitting on top of a chunk of metal. So that's what that is. The T80B1 and T64B1, like the versions that didn't have the missile installed, would not have that box there. They just have the mounting slab for it. Other than that, it doesn't seem very remarkable, right? It's, your fairly typical Soviet tank. Well, let's hop back in. So as I mentioned, you've got pancreatic zoom, so you can just steadily zoom in and out. I think it's like 3 to 9 power or something like that. You'll notice that you've got your typical busy Soviet reticle where you've got your different range scales. So you've got your stadiometric scale for kind of rough range finding in an emergency. You've got your stadium marks for leading moving targets and cant correction, and then your range scales at the top for manual selection. You may notice when I manually adjust the range, those scales move, and so does the crosshair. So if I aim this up at the sky, see how the crosshair line is moving? So when you're firing in manual mode like this, you don't put the tip of the crosshair on the target, you put the actual crossing point on the target. So that would be a manual mode shot right there. The range is obviously wrong. Whereas if you're in automatic mode, none of those moving elements actually move. You just blaze and blaze. Let me show you something else. Watch what the gun barrel is doing. See that? So this has auto lead, but it has a different method of doing it than the Abrams. The Abrams only has vertical stabilization for the gun sight. This has vertical stabilization and horizontal, and so it can counter-rotate against the turret. So the gun's not, the gun is not moving relative to the turret, the gun sight is moving relative to the gun. The Abrams has got it the other way around, I think, where the gun is... How do I put this in a way that makes sense? Everything is slaved to the gun sight in the Abrams, whereas in this, it's calculating the offset and counter-rotating it. The M1A2 has a similar setup to this. I think it still works differently, like it still references off the gun sight, so if something happens to the gun sight stabilization, it fucks your shit right up. But anyway, that's what it's doing here. It's auto-leading. There is no T80B1. I'm just thinking of the 64B1 then. I've got a flu-addled brain. I'm liable to say more dumb shit today than usual. So you'll notice when we're running an engagement in automatic mode, you just put the tip of that crosshair on the target, you laze, and you shoot. It's that simple. You'll also notice that little green status light on the left gives you your gun ready light. The red status light on the right gives you your commander designation light, so when you're having a target designated by the commander, you have that light come on. And then you've got a letter to represent the ammo type, and then your range on the little 7-segment display there. That's not an H or a Cyrillic N, that's meant to be a K, but it's a 7-segment display, so it can't do an actual K, that's why it looks like a H. But you've got B for Bronyaboynia, which is armor piercing, H, K, for Kumulativny, which is heat, O for Skolchny Fugasny, which is high explosive fragmentation, and then once we get the guided missile, you'll have a U, which looks like a Latin Y, which will be, was it Pravlaimi Rakiet, something like that. I probably butchered the grammar on it. The only bad thing about this setup is it doesn't have thermals, honestly. Like, it is a really good sight and a really good fire control system. It does cant correction, it does, like, everything. Everything. He is surprisingly trolly. They did actually fix some issues with the M60's armor in the last patch, so the M60s are slightly more tough to crack than they were before. But it's mostly just if you get trolley angles or whatever. I'm gonna do a restock, and my chat's bugged out at the moment, I think. There we go. Hey Veritech, good to see you, man. Hope you've been doing well lately. Nita, as a Razbam has been getting paid, so it's probably dead. Yeah, he's been dominating on Enigmas. The Razbam stuff's probably more complicated than what's getting out in public, but I don't actually know because I haven't been keeping up with shit. And also people assume I know more about Razbam stuff than I do. It's pretty compartmentalized, like I only know what I need to know for the things that I help with. We need to move to the next position to engage moving targets, so we'll do that now. And you'll see what I mean about the auto lead. Now, something I should note is that you cannot use auto lead in manual mode. So when you've got the manual side adjustment going on, it's moving those scales up and down. You have no auto lead, everything is by eye. It's more like a T72 at that point, or a T55. The other thing is that when you use the night sight, you need to use manual mode to adjust it. You can use automatic, but it doesn't work very well. The laser's not co-witnessed between the day and night sights, so you're going to get bad lasers. And the other thing is that the night sight is not able to counter-rotate, so you can't lead with the night sight. Just hold your aim on the target nice and steady. You don't need to chase a reticle around, nothing jumps or moves suddenly, it's just smooth tracking, it's beautiful. Just let him get a little closer so he's out in the open. And you can see the gun tracking
Прекратить огонь!
and how it kind of springs back, or from our point of view, it springs back when I release the paddles.
Кумулятивная! На 30! Танк!
Any suka blats in this game? I haven't heard a suka blat, I've heard a blat, I'm pretty sure. I've heard a yop твою мать. The Soviet TC gets quite irate when you aren't engaging a target quickly enough and he's under stress.
Подкалиберным! На 30! Танк! Цель понял! Огонь! Прицел! МЗ! Цель! Прекратить огонь!
This thing's fire control system is fucking easy mode. It's beautiful. And especially once the fire gating is a bit more complete, a bit more in tune, and you don't have to worry about it not firing on coincidence like it should be. It's going to be a literal point and click. So the thing with that is the fire gating at the moment has to be quite loose, otherwise it won't let you fire when you should be able to. The way these guns work is, and this this is World War II tech, by the way. Both the Americans and Germans, and I think the Brits too, were fucking around with this late in the war. But there's an electrical circuit, so when you close the trigger circuit, the gun actually is part of the circuit. The gun and the sight, like, in alignment. And so if the gun and the sight aren't in alignment, the contact isn't made and it doesn't close the circuit fully. When that contact is made, it closes the circuit, it fires the gun. Gun and sight are pointing at the same place in that point in time, and you should have a perfectly accurate shot. Whereas here, because that isn't fully implemented yet, when you're driving over rough ground or you're driving a bit too fast, you'll get it bouncing still, and it will throw shots high, low, whatever. It is what it is. It's a limitation of the way the fire control system code works at the moment. It'll probably get ironed out later. The way to account for it is to just drive a little slower and be more mindful of the terrain you're on. And catch up on chat for a minute. Is that a mission? This is just the basic sort of training range for the T-80. So each of the tanks has a mission similar to this. Let's go through the after action real quick. Where you just drive up and you have some stationary targets and you have some moving targets, so you can get a feel for the fire control system and how it works. I was just doing that to show how the T-80's fire control behaves. But the 1A33, which is the actual fire control system, 1G42 is the sight, 1A33 is the fire control. That is a really nice piece of kit. Really, really nice piece of kit. Especially considering it's, 70s vintage? I think mid-70s? Because I think the first instance of it in service would have been either the early model either early T-80Bs or T-64B model of, T-64B in general. I think that came into service 76, something like that. So that's pretty nice for mid-70s. It just makes easy center of mass shots, easy center of mass shots, moving stationary, doesn't care. T-64BV was specifically the T-64 upgraded for heat add-on armor. Oh, not heat. Reactive add-on armor. ERA. Fuck, my brain is not working well tonight. To protect it better from heat. It's not really different in terms of internals than a T-64B. It's basically the same tank, just with metal brackets welded onto it for the ERA to sit on. Anything with a V index, as far as Soviet tanks go, it's literally the same as the model it's based on, just with metal brackets welded on for the ERA. T-80 we've got is a T-80B. It's like a mid-production T80B, I think, with the applique plate. So yeah, I would like to do some more GHPC, but I'm really bad at this tonight, so we'll come back to it. What we'll do is we'll do some nuclear option, because I have not streamed that at all yet, and I quite enjoy that game. So if you give me a moment, I will get set up for it. And hopefully there'll be some games running. It might be a bit dead this time of night. Yes, no, production 64. Oh yeah, the 64 BV had the 5-layer, didn't it? Not the 3-layer or 4-layer, whatever it was. I think the same for the T80, because the T80B had the same setup as the T64B, and I think the T80BV brought in the 5-layer. I know the T80U had the 5-layer. Alright, bear with me, chat. Yeah, man, it's really good. I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. And thanks once again for making that for me. I really appreciate it. If any of you guys want some graphics work done, I would recommend hitting up Veritech. He is quite good at it. Cheers to the sub, Mark. Appreciate it. Okay, let me actually get the game running. That would be a good start. If I can find it. There's so many games on Steam, Jesus Christ. Nuclear option, hello, there we are. Must resist and not bite. It's pretty fun, honestly. Like, I was waiting for the track IR support before I bought it, and as soon as that was added, I grabbed it. It's still a little janky. Sometimes I'll have to either restart, like disconnect from a server and reconnect, or sometimes restart the game to get track IR to hook properly. But it is a really fun game. It's a good way to kill a few hours. Although, as a spoiled DCS nerd, I find that I really want some form of manual trim. Like, I struggle with no trim. Because the way the FCS is programmed, or the fly-by-wire is programmed for the aircraft, it's not quite 1G auto trim, but it's also not quite at the point where, like, you need to do a lot of trimming, and there's no way to trim in the game anyway. Like, there's no bind for it. I kind of wish there was. Because, like, even in stuff with 1G auto trim in DCS, I find myself trimming a bit now and then. I'll do another one for you whenever I finish this barrage of stupid amount of work. Cheers, man. Yeah, don't feel like you need to rush on my account, because I also have been doing a lot more working than streaming. So it's not urgent, but yeah, that would be awesome. I would definitely appreciate that, and I actually need to pay you for this one. I don't want you making too much stuff for me for free, because I feel bad about it. I know what's going on over there. You guys need all the money you can get. What has a nuclear option? Nuclear option has a nuclear option. The whole game is called nuclear option. Okay. Bear with. There we go. There we go. Hopefully OBS picks it up. There I am. Does this game have nukes? It might, yes, it might. It's gotta... Okay, there we go. OBS sees it. Good. Does it see my track IR? That's the real question. I think track IR initializes when it actually puts you into a server, whereas most sims I notice that track IR initializes when the game starts and it just stays initialized. And I can kind of hear my pedals already creaking against the wall, so hopefully this doesn't make too much noise and piss the neighbors off. I'm gonna have to put like some standby, actually. Standby. I think I know what I'll do. Like a towel or something down there. Fingers crossed this doesn't actually make the problem worse. My whole setup's so janky now. Because I had to move everything, right? So my angles are all off. I think that's about right. Ish. Okay. Maybe not. Let's see if anyone's playing multiplayer. Oh, there's a few games up. PvE. Okay, so PvP is kind of hit and miss on servers. We'll just do some PvE, fuck it. PvP is quite fun, but also it can be a bit of an issue when people get that thing, the Revoker, which is kind of like Babby's first Gripen, because it can carry a pair of tactical nukes and people just like suicide bomb airfields with it, and it can kind of fuck up a server really fast. The other thing is the average player doesn't understand how the fuck missiles work, and so they'll get really salty if you actually, you know what a fucking BVR timeline is. So yeah, it can be really fun, but it can also be frustrating sometimes, just if the players aren't very experienced or if they're cheesing things a bit. You tried ICBM? I have not, no. Oh, we start as rank 2. Fuck it, we'll do a flight in the cricket anyway, just to show you guys. So this has a bit of an input issue, common in Unity games, not the default of the engine, it's just the most commonly used controller for Unity. Tends to not like plugged in things that aren't actively in use, and so it kind of overrides your controls. So if you see it scrolling through a list of like a drop down menu or something, it's not me doing it, it's my rudder pedals doing it, because I've got my feet sitting on them. It's a bit annoying, but it's something that can be ironed out later. Carry the linchpins, I think, and a pair of IR self-defense missiles and some more linchpins. Then grab this one. I like this one. No, so there are active radar homing ones, data link, and then terminal guidance is active radar homing. That's the scythe, that's the one that really pisses people off. But there's also IR. So these ones are basically AIM-9 OIDs, like AIM-9Ls or some shit. The other IR ones are like basically stingers that this and the helicopter get to use. But yeah, the scythe is active radar homing, off data link, mid-course. There's some surface-to-air semi-actives, and I really wish there were some air-to-air semi-actives. This is kind of like I really like the game, but one of the issues I have with it is because he went for the sort of futuristic setting, it means he's kind of painted himself into the corner with some game design choices. So, like, the fact that everything's got this data link means that you have almost omniscient situational awareness. It's not 100% omniscient. You will get ambushed by good players who know how to hide, but it does make it a little easy at times, especially if you have any experience in something like DCS. And a lot of the missiles will initially guide off data link. So if you want to just yeet sides at something, you can use somebody else's data link to guide it in, and then it'll go active. So you don't even need to worry about your own radar being on or anything. The other thing is it just makes, it kind of reduces the need for people to actually support their missiles. So I would like to see some more options in terms of weaponry for this, because like you can do quite a lot of stuff with mission design in the mission editor. Like, you can block access to certain weapons, you can asymmetrically block them, so one side has a particular weapon, the other side doesn't. But I would like to see the ability to get something like a semi-active missile for air-to-air, or maybe like just not have the data link active. The other thing is just about everything can intercept incoming missiles, which does kind of cheapen certain weapons, I think. I don't know, like, it's probably just me and my old man yells at cloud syndrome, where I just don't like modern or futuristic stuff as much because I don't find it as interesting, but even despite all that, it's a really fun game. I do recommend picking it up. It's a pretty beautiful game too when you consider like the spec it's running on. Like, the terrain doesn't look bad for what it is. It runs like a fucking champion, and when when the nukes go off, especially in an overcast, like when the weather's overcast, it's fucking gorgeous. Like, the nuke effects are just incredible. It's going to be those two ships yeeting at me in a minute. So that was a SAM off one of the ships. Just dumped it by getting nice and low. How's the performance? Really good, yeah. Pretty sane art spec. It's Unity, it's well optimized, relatively speaking, like for an early access game. The netcode can be a little iffy at times. I've noticed some teleportation a la DCS when the server's dying, but it's not that common. I think it's similar to DCS in that you only see that when the server is dying. Usually it's pretty smooth. Smart Plume sitting in the cloud layer looks pretty weird. Yeah, like where the mushroom clouds intersect the cloud layer, it can get a little janky, but the actual explosions look fucking gorgeous. The way they light up the clouds from underneath as they go off, just, oh, top shelf. Go for these two IFVs. So the weapons I'm carrying at the moment, the ground ones, are basically APKWSs. Oh, actually, I think that's their airfield. Yeah, it is. Helipads are kind of annoying targets to come in at that angle for. Probably should have actually gone for the IFVs, I just wasted my linchpins on those. Oh, that's a bomber. We do not want him getting too close to our base. If we can catch him. Someone else got him. We got there. He's pretty far out. That's a tank. IFVs we could probably actually kill with the 50 cals, but I would get hosed by their guns like what they're doing to me right now. That was a nuke. Behind me, I think. Oh, right there. We're gonna catch the shockwave from that in a sec. Oh, oh. Those are only little boys, they're 1.5 kilotons. Tactical. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Someone's about to... Oh, another one over there. Let's try a strafing run on this. It's gonna end terribly. Too shallow. It's not looking my way at least. That's a plus. Got it. This is no bueno. So Stratolance are lines, those things that are flying to kind of past me, those are semi-active radar homing, medium to long range missiles. Surface to air, oh shit, that's gonna fuck me up. That's really close. Oh, just outran it. If you're caught in the shockwave, like really close to it and you're going off, it is not going to end well for you at all. Which shouldn't be surprising, to be honest, but as we all know, not every flight sim does a very good job of nuclear weapons. Oh, oh god. Oh Jesus. Where are those going? Oh, they're going over there. Okay, we're going to get a pretty light show. Yeah, it kind of is. So when you see that many missiles, or sorry, that many nuclear weapons getting spammed, that's a Dark Reach carrying the 1.5 kiloton TAC nukes. You can pack like 16 of the fucking things into it. I actually prefer that as a Dark Reach loadout versus the nuclear cruise missiles, because the cruise missiles, they're bigger and they make a much bigger explosion, but they're also kind of easy to intercept. Like, even fighters can chase them and gun them down. Whereas the 1.5 kilotons, if you can get the Dark Reach close enough, you can just, like, toss bomb them, and at least some of them will get through. was actually really close. Oh god, I fucked up. A little too much bank there, couldn't pull out. Alright, let's grab something a little bit faster. Not by much though. So this is the compass. It's kind of a weird jet. It's got the visual design language of like an F-35 oid, but then you look at the wing sweep and you look at the nose. It's a trainer. It's a subsonic trainer. Doesn't have a radar, it's just got a optical sensor. It's a weird little plane. We will take some PAB 80s, which are like SDB kind of things. We'll take I think, and then just take a quartet of AIM-9oids. Would you recommend? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's actually a really, really fun little game. It's super easy to get into. GPO, it's fucking JDAM basically, big boy. GPU, sorry, not JDAM, GPU. This thing can carry a nuke as well, just the one under the belly. How did you get here? Really? Is that not gonna hit him? Oh, it did hit him. Okay, never mind. I was a little worried for a second there. I thought he's gonna shoot me. That'll be the ships. Oh no, that's their airbase air defense spamming at me. Got him. I'm gonna hold the shot for now. I don't want to engage that just yet. Take a hit off something? Oh, shit.
Right end stall.
Now I took a hit off something. Let's... I have flown the chicane a little, but I usually don't fly it as often. Let's fly this thing. It's a fucking awesome little plane. Unfortunately, my custom livery is still not working. I don't know what I fucked up with, with it, but can't get it to work. So I'll have to use someone else's. Which one's this? That one looks kind of cool. Let's roll with that. 2 of them, 4 of them. There we go. Full stealth revoker. A little. I don't do it that often. I've fallen victim to them a number of times. But usually, if I'm flying the revoker, I'm trying to do like actual BVR-ish stuff, so, you know, I'm trying to come in high-ish and fast and out-timeline people. Or I'm doing low-level nuclear strike, which is my favorite thing to do in the game, unsurprisingly. I've reenacted my Kasab antics a few times in this game so far. It's very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. Scroll through the different planes. Remind me when I respawn next. There's not that many at the moment. There's another one on the way, I think, which is kind of like this weird chimera of YF-23, Su-30, and Su-57. I don't know when it'll be released. I wonder if there's any plans to introduce drop tanks at some point, because this thing would actually benefit hugely from a drop tank or two. I mean, I know the point of the game's kind of quick action, but with the rate this chews through fuel, you kind of want them. This also isn't as fast as you'd think from looking at it. I think it only does about Mach 1.3, 1.4 level, even at higher altitudes. It'll do like 1.3 on the deck, but like it just doesn't get the speed at high altitude, really. Those are going to start firing at me in a minute, so we're going to turn out away from the water. There they go. Give them a bit of a zap with the jammer. You know what we'll do? Is this. Very close to friendly forces, but it'll be fine. Now it's worth noting, particularly gun-based air defense can shoot down nuclear bombs, so... That was not a good plan. We got away with it. Nearly nuked our own helicopter. You get ready for bed. Sleep well, man. Good to see you though. And yeah, I hope the job ends up going well for you, man. It's really good to hear. Okay, there's another revoker out to get me. He just yeeted aside my way. And I'm not even sure where. Oh, it's over there. Okay. Hey, Cathorius. Hey, Pavel. I might eat this one. Kind of left it a bit late to get low and jink it. Oh no, there we go. Just got away with it. Unfortunately, I bled a lot of speed doing that, but let's give him his reply. Someone else hit him. Still flying. Okay. Not anymore. We got him. That was really close. Hey Kilson, good to see you. Oof, fuck those trees. Cheers to the resub, man. 59 months, holy fuck. It's been a while, hey. We're alright on fuel, but we'll RTB shortly. Might just try and intercept a few missiles of theirs and then head home. Doesn't look like they have much in the way of aircraft here at the moment. Dark Reach got down by something else.
Not like this.
Hey Seal, good to see you, man. Appreciate the resub. Let's just start RTB now, I think. Kind of want to see if there's any PvP servers populated as well. Makes it a little more challenging. Ugh. No, it's not COVID. It's the flu or a really bad cold or something. As far as I'm aware, I've still not had COVID. Never tested positive for it. Microphone shit, I'm probably sitting slightly further away from it. The audio, maybe the plug's coming out, I don't know. The audio properties of this room are going to be different as well, because it's in like a little cubby in a very large room. I'll have to play with it, maybe put it between the monitors or something, so it's closer to me. Actually, you know what? It's probably facing the wrong way. I don't know. I'll work it out later.
Stall.
Whoa! I forgot I took the pitch limiter off. We're not going to recover that.
Engine.
I tried to do the MiG-21 braking maneuver and I overcooked it. My brain is also overcooked, in case it's not obvious. You got reverb? Huh. Huh. I wonder... Give me a moment. Testing. Yeah, I don't hear it reverbing. I don't know. I'll have to work it out later. There's probably something picking up that shouldn't be. Maybe the webcam mic's on or something. But it should just be the regular one. Okay, so you've got this little guy, the cricket, which is basically your Bronco. You've got the compass, which is your subsonic advanced trainer. You've got the chicane, which is your stealthy helicopter. The revoker, which is your kind of like cheapo light fighter, kind of like a Gripen. The Medusa, which is a VTOL electronic warfare AWACS and missile interception aircraft. This thing's a weird thing. It does a bit of everything. It's a neat thing. Good for seed as well. And I did not mean to actually click that, but again, my brain is overcooked, so we'll just yeet out of it and refly. Okay, so Medusa. And then Dark Reach, which is your big fuck-off bomber. So we'll hop back in the Revoker and do another flight in that. I'm starting to lose my voice, so I might just do like, I don't know, one more flight, 2 more flights or something, because I probably should get to sleep as well. I know it's a really short stream and like not a lot of action in it, besides me like repeatedly fucking up in GHPC and now this, but I'll see where I can squeeze in more streams. I might be able to get some in next week, because I will be not quite so busy with other things other than work. See how we go. And I should be a little more settled in this place as well. Still haven't finished unpacking. Mostly done, but not fully done. Go for the cluster of ships, maybe. I'm not sure how well the nukes work on ships, unless you direct hit them. I guess we'll find out. Oh wait. They've actually built like a fucking battleship or some shit. That might be an interesting target. Oh yeah, Fleet Admiral. Huh. Okay, let's try that. It'll probably be able to intercept on nukes, but let's try it. Never mind. Wow, no getting away from that, I guess. Fuck it. We're dead anyway.
Engine fire.
I got 2 tunnel visioned on the ships. So that's what we're aiming for over there. But yeah, it intercepted our nukes, so ships can shoot those down. Let's see if there's any PvP stuff going on. Still empty. No, you haven't played them because you're too young. I'm not that young, Veritech. I grew up on those kinds of sims. I've still got a bunch of them, actually, on my PC. I just don't play them as often anymore. I think my second or third sim I ever had was like European Air War, F-22 Total Air War. EF-2000 I could never get to run properly on my PC, and Falcon 4.0. I used to play him on Tank Platoon too as well. I used to have a shit ton of Microprose games. The AWACS mode in F-22, I think EF-2000 had something similar too. That was really awesome. I used to just waste whole days playing that. Okay. So nobody's keen for PvP at the moment, and I am rapidly losing what little of my voice is left. But just to show you guys what it looks like. So we got 8 TAP nukes, and my track IO's not working because it's a bit finicky, like I said, so we'll have to exit out and restart the mission. There we go. Workers and resources. I haven't even played it for ages. Like, I want to, but I just don't really have the time or attention span at the moment. Alright, so the target is just a bunch of stuff in the city. I think the city itself is indestructible. It's just a visual thing, but just for the, you know, the visual experience. There goes our 20 kiloton cruise missiles, and then we'll follow it up with 8 1.5 kiloton bombs. So the cruise missiles actually fly about the same airspeed we do, That's them down there. So we may actually be able to time our freefall bombs to hit around the around the same time. On the map there, you can see the exclusion zones showing the rough kill area of the nukes. If you're inside that radius when it goes off, you're going to have a really bad day. Oh yeah, this game's a shit ton of fun. And you can just jump into a match and play for like a couple of minutes, or you can just play for hours. It's one of those games that's real easy to pick up. Okay, there we go. Now the fun begins. The explosions look fucking awesome. Especially from underneath the clouds, like the way they light up the sky is so cool. I know, right, Gilson? Alright, let's go set this thing down. Sorry guys, I've really got to end the stream. I'm dying. Why is it so difficult? I think just people like want to dramatize it. But also, yeah, like, I don't know.
Raise gear.
There's no separate bind for air brake in this. You retard the throttle fully and it pops the air brakes automatically. So that takes some getting used to. That's probably what fucked me on my last landing attempt. Because I had the air brakes out and I just bled too much speed too quickly. Absolutely munted approach, but it's me, so, you know, what do you expect? There we go. Can we see the clouds from here? The mushroom clouds, I mean. We should be able to, I think. Oh yeah, we can. There's quite a bit of crosswind up there, blowing them off course. Alright, I need to actually end the stream, I think.
Left engine fire. Right engine fire.
I accidentally raised my gear because I bumped the lever as I went to... Alright. I'm not going to set up a raid or anything tonight, I'll just let you guys find your own way around, but thanks for coming along. I kind of sprung this on you out of nowhere, I know. I just felt on a whim, fuck it, may as well do a stream. I will try and squeeze one or two in over the next week or so. We'll see how we go. But don't expect streams to be a regular thing for at least a couple of months, because I have a lot of other stuff to do. So
Hopefully next time I'm not mentally cooked from the flu and I can actually play games competently. I'd like to actually get some PvP nuclear option in as well and do some more DCS. I have not flown DCS for so long. But thanks again, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend.